What's up everyone and welcome back to the City Insider. Today let's get started with Pep considers Rodri more important than KDB. Liam Rosenior believes Pep Guardiola considers Rodri as a more important player to his Manchester City side than Kevin De Bruyne. The pundit believes the Spanish international is the glue of this City side as opposed to De Bruyne, who he described as the gravy while speaking to Premier League Productions. In December, Rio Ferdinand emphasised the 27-year-old, who signed for the Sky Blues for a £63 million Daily Mail fee in 2019 is the only player at the Etihad Stadium who is truly irreplaceable. Considering the pair are considered arguably the best in the world in their positions, they are both extremely key to City's success. However, it seems like the popular opinion remains that Rodri would be a bigger miss than any other player at the club. Liam Rosenior believes that is the case, going as far as to say that Pep Guardiola would privately view Rodri as more key to his Manchester City team than Kevin De Bruyne. They are both important, but I think Rodri is the glue and De Bruyne is the gravy. It's as simple as that. It's all those things that people don't notice from a midfield player. We just saw De Bruyne's goal against Newcastle, and who gives him the ball? Rodri. I think from Pep Guardiola's point of view, he sees keeping Rodri on the pitch more important than De Bruyne. Unlike in the case of Rodri, there is a backup for Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City in Phil Foden, who is also an excellent attacking midfielder, which is an aspect Liam Rosenior perhaps failed to focus on. The decision to sign Calvin Phillips, on the other hand, seems destined to go down as one of the club's poorest pieces of business since their takeover in 2008. As a result, when Rodri is unavailable, neither does Phillips tend to do the business, nor is he often trusted to deputise in his absence. This is why City will win the FFP case. Darren McAnthony, chairman of Peterborough, has now shared why he thinks Manchester City will win the case against financial breaches. The 47-year-old made the comments when speaking on the Hard Truth podcast. Well, the Irishman praised Manchester City for the amount of money raised from academy sales, and claimed that the citizens are not mugs when it comes to balancing finances, despite the club's obvious wealth. McAnthony said, in defense of Man City, they have sold academy players for the last 6 or 7 years, for big fees. They have raised millions through selling players. You look at the players who have come through that academy. Even though they didn't make much money on Sancho when he went to Germany, they got the sell-on clause. Cole Palmer to Chelsea too. So, as much as everyone is coming from Man City are not mugs, and I would imagine they're going to win that case. McAnthony makes a good point. Academy sales go down as pure profit in regards to financial fair play, so these sales have surely done wonders for the club's finances. The £14 million sale of Romeo Lavia and the £12 million received from selling Gavin Bazunu, both to Southampton, was surely a huge boost for Manchester City. The Saints also handed Manchester City £15 million for another academy product in Shea Charles, as well as £6 million for Samuel Edozie. As McAnthony mentions, Chelsea also sold Palmer to Chelsea, which brought in a sum of £42.5 million on transfer deadline day back in September. Add that to the millions raised through prize money after winning a historic treble last season, and Manchester City's incoming funds surely look very healthy. Joe Linton says £51 million Man City star is the best player in the world right now. Newcastle United midfielder Joe Linton has crowned Erling Haaland as the best player in the world. The Brazilian international singled Haaland out in an interview with That's Football via YouTube. Ultimately, the 23-year-old did make history on both an individual and collective basis last year. Recently, Gary Neville claimed that the £51.2 million, the Athletic man is one of the 2 best players in the world, alongside a certain Kylian Mbappe. The Manchester City striker has been in red-hot form once again this season, but an injury since early December has blighted his progress. City have managed to survive in the Norwegian international's absence, now sitting only 2 points behind table toppers Liverpool. Even so, Joe Linton brought up Erling Haaland when quizzed about who he believes is the best player in the world currently. I would say, Erling Haaland, he said in an interview with That's Football. In our view, Joe Linton is spot on, as Erling Haaland has simply achieved far too much in the last 18 months not to be considered the best in the business anymore. But due to how the likes of Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah have performed this season, some may feel the 23-year-old has lost such status of being the standout player in world football. However, with Kevin De Bruyne having returned to the fold, Erling Haaland could return to his frightening best. After all, the Belgian captain is arguably the best creator that the Premier League has ever seen, and shares a telepathic partnership with Haaland. As a result, Haaland's goal-scoring rate could return to being as prolific as last season, as he causes mayhem in the same vein as during the Sky Blues treble-winning campaign. Arsenal, Manchester City to rival Liverpool for Sunderland's Anthony Patterson. Arsenal and Manchester City have reportedly joined Liverpool in the race to sign highly rated Sunderland goalkeeper Anthony Patterson. Patterson is a graduate of the Sunderland Youth Academy and played every game during the Black Cats' playoff push in the 2022-23 season, keeping 14 clean sheets in 46 regular season appearances. The former England under-21 international, who won the EFL trophy with Sunderland in the 2020-21 season, has kept up his strong form in between the sticks in 2023-24, registering 8 shutouts in 27 second-tier matches. Back in September, Sunderland agreed a contract extension with the 6'2" goalkeeper until the summer of 2028. But the Black Cats could struggle to retain his services if members of the Premier League's Big Six come knocking. Patterson has amassed a total of 32 clean sheets in 105 appearances for Sunderland since making his debut in 2020, and he made his debut for England's under-21s last June. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.